All right, all right, all right. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. I'm your host, Rich, and we are live. Hold on. Huh. That was weird. I heard a very loud ding. Sounded like it was in my next room. Anyway, welcome. It is Saturday, April 26th, 2025, and we are live on GUFON Saturday night. Hey, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend, smack dab in the middle of it. Today in Florida, we were at where I was 93 degrees. Something's wrong here. Hold on a second. The volume is just way off. I don't know. But it was hot out. It was hot. And let me tell you, thank God it wasn't that humid. But doing outside stuff, not going to work yet. But I have an idea. I have an umbrella. And I'm going to bring an umbrella when I do my stuff outdoors. Ain't that grand? Not only that, it'll attract attention. Or, you know what I mean. Hey, right out of the gate, Dorothy Dit.55 on X. Dorothy, thank you. Dorothy supporting the show for many years. That sounds weird. Many years. Yeah, couple three, right? Thank you so much. You're a continuing supporter of GUFON. And if anybody else wants to see GUFON survive, it'd be nice to get a little support if you can. I'm not saying you got to, but we're almost, yeah. Thanks, Dorothy. Appreciate that. Every little bit helps. And we do this super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App, all the stinks are in the show description. You guys know what to do more than me. Anyway. So thanks for hanging out. We're going to talk about Dorothy. Thank you again. Tonight, we're just going to graze over. I want to look at, because I've been alive for 50 years. And I know some things that I remember. And I want to just go over how things used to be and how they are now. And are they different, better, worse? Have we progressed? Have we regressed? You know what I mean? Are we stagnant? Are we just not going anywhere? Are we just, running in mud? If you're running in mud, you're going to get somewhere freaking forever, though. But you'll get tired. And that's what the government was wishing for. They're not going to go on forever. They're not going to keep bothering us. Oh, we want to know the truth. And then finding out there's over 100 crashes. 100! Let's do a little roll call. See who's here and who's not. We know Dorothy's here. Welcome to the show. Dit.55 on X. Welcome, Dorothy. What's up, Mr. Gray? How are you today? So let's see. Richie Gray says, Dad, he's here today. We're good, Daddy. He is nothing but good things. Yes, here's nothing but good things for you. Us, us, smile, drum solo, and... I don't know. Are you doing the Illuminati thing that Jim Carrey did? I better not do it. Maybe. Hey. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I got a Doge hat. Who else is here? Who's this? Oh, Abandon Lags, Lagz. How you been? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Samo, Gufonian rock star. Welcome to the angel of GUFON. Juge Ange. Jeanette. Welcome to the show. Hey, DK. Thank you for helping out with the comments, watching RSA and shit. Appreciate that. Thanks for that. And welcome to the show. Really. Everybody here who's gone over to RSA to give some support, I appreciate it. You know I do. And it's a lot of fun. Hey, Mr. Wilcox, not Wilcock. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Hope you're having a good weekend. Hey, Brookes, huh? We've missed Brookes. Every now and then, you need a break, right? Scott Brown, still around. Hey, man, how you been? Good to see you, if you're still here. You have a dog named Cigarette, he says. He has no legs. And he got his name because I can't take him for a walk, so I have to take him for a drag. All right. Well, I really did not see that one coming. That's just awful. Awfully funny. Oh, what's this? Hey, Scott, thank you very much, man. That was funny, actually. No, and I never heard that joke, and I know jokes. I knew there was a joke coming. I just didn't. Something was wrong. Something was different about that message. You have a dog named Cigarette. I'm like, all right. I know people who name their dogs like, Chad or Kevin. Funny. I love that people give their dogs human names. I think it's hilarious, and I'm all for it. Spot, Rover, give me a break. And let's stop naming girl dogs Lucy and Molly. Stop it. And no more Gigi or Chippies either. I know it's easy. E's at the end and Molly and they're Trevor's a good name for a dog, right? Jamal. Jamal's a great name for I don't know, any dog. I was going to say a pit bull. Or Chihuahuas. I can't think. I'm lost. Who's this? Apostate plus tax. Thank you. Welcome to the show. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Now, there's a message with this super chat. Let's read. Greer just briefed another batch of high-rolling heads of state. Yeah, I think we brushed over that. Yeah, disclosure is imminent. Trust me, bro. I hope you're right. We'll check that out in a little bit, too. I think that was part of tonight. Something I was going to brush over. Is it? What was that last night? We weren't here last night. Is there a super chat? Hold on. I got a PayPaler. I think this is PayPal from David Wilcox, not Wilcock. And I didn't wait till the end of the show. Thank you very much. I thought I heard a come in. And you, for sure, continuing supporter. God, I can't thank you enough. Thank you, David Wilcox. Not Wilcock. God. Thank you. Thank you. An apostate plus tax. Greer. Do I have that for tonight? I think, I'll tell you what we have coming up. Now I'm naming Jake Barber Jake Boober or Bieber. So now he's Jake Bieber. This guy, I want you to think about him and what he's saying and doing, because he's all about that egg shit, the psionics, right? Now he's all about the dog whistle. Why didn't he bring that up first? Right? Why didn't he bring that up during his story and tell us? You know why? Because it wasn't a thing yet. It wasn't a hot button word. That's even, you know what I mean? These people are fucking liars so bad. All right. Because if he's talking about his psionics and, and when I had this thing attached to my helicopter. It was just me and the helicopter and this egg for about 20 miles. And, I feel it entered my soul. We connected from my soul, man. And you know? And we have this technology. We call it a dog whistle. That's when he should have thrown it in. When he's talking about the psionic shit. Oh, by the way, see this? We call it the dog whistle. Watch. Right? He didn't do that until it became a thing. Because that's when the script required it to be a thing. Oh, I love this job. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of bull shenanigans going on. We're going to talk about that. I think we already did. AARO terminated some employees. Are you excited about it? We'll talk about that. And then there's this new liquid they created that actually shapeshifts and then keeps its forming. It'll break apart and come back together. I got a video showing it. Oh my God, it's weird. We've got more balloons called UFOs. We've got close-up of drones being called UAPs. We've got balloons. We've got spotlight energy being called Earthlights or something. We've got satellites being called UFOs over Groom Lake. We got a blimp, possibly from Mexico, New Mexico. Stuff. We got Skyworks. We've got a whole bunch of show. Let's go. Here we do. Hey, something just... Thank you, Apostate, by the way. Did we just hear another... I heard something. Oh, wow. Dinkamazi celebrates 36 months. 3 years, baby. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, I think this was the first month that we started, or last... I think it was March. So you're as long as we've been monetized. What did it take? 10 months to get monetized? Took forever. Thank God for third phase of Moon to help us with that. They ushered in 500 people one night, subscribers. Yeah, like in 2 days. That was fun. Those were fun times. I really liked that whole everything that was going on. It was fun. What's... Hey, thank you, Dinkum. I appreciate everything. The, your supers and everything else and being a member. Thank you for supporting GUFON. Appreciate this. And Wild Ascension, there's 10 months. Thank you. Let's just say a year. We round up here if it's close enough. Not like some people. But let's see. Celebrates 10 months, a year. I keep seeing your news appearance from years ago show up on my algorithm. No shit. You're doing great, Rich. Keep enriching the UFO community. Very nice. Yeah, I can't believe... Thank you, by the way. Which news one? Gotta be from 18 years ago. 2005, 20 years ago it has to be. I haven't been on the news since I moved to Florida. And then it was 2000 and... I think the last time was 2010. That was TV show. And that was only in the southeastern part of the United States on Halloween 2009. I just remembered. Anyway, thank you. Wild Ascension. Throwing it down. You've been around longer than that. All right. We're going to have some fun. So I always like to start off, get you guys, into the mood. I don't know if I've got anything like that, but I've got some things tonight that are really interesting. Let's start with a close-up of one of those mystery drones that they saw over New Jersey. In the latest flap, the one that just happened a few months ago. So let me pull that up. And they're saying, hey, this is no plane. This is no plane. or drone, they say. I beg to differ. I don't understand why they don't think this is either one, but here it is. It's a close up, and this is what they're calling a UFO or UAP. I mean, really? Really? Is that? Tell me, what do you see? You see the delta shape. That's a wing, right? And then you got a body, and then you got the landing gear, and then you got the green and the red lights because you got to if you're going to fly and be approved by the FAA. Hey, this is not. This is so stupid. How is this not a drone? How is this not an airplane? First of all, I think it's a drone. What do you guys think? No, really. I want to know what you think, please. This New Jersey drone looks like a Klingon bird of prey. Holy mackerel, it does. Oh yeah, let me pull that up. And you know what's weird about that Overlander BC? See, I think these are models. Like in the old days, we used to, I don't know about you, but build model airplanes and model boats. Well, I think these are remote control models. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. I think they make them out to be anything that you can imagine. Bird of prey, Star Trek. It does. Hold on. Images? Are you ready? Oh my God. It's close. I was impressed with this. Yeah. Yeah, we'll find one. Hold on. Hold on, I said. Here it is. Right here. Pretty close. This one's close. Wow. Right? Now watch. There's that. Capiche? All right, let's find it. I bet you it's this. Oh, we got a UAP. It looks just like it. I can't believe it. It is. It's this. It is. All right. I don't know about you guys. Come on. I mean, it's close, but it's not. I know it's not a match, but look at the bird of prey. It even looks like it has a camera in the front. Isn't that funny? This was 1988, 86, 84, 83, 82. Boop. Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah. Good, good, good. Good stuff. So that's see, that's what we're dealing with. I'm looking in the chat room. You guys want more chat integration? Integration? Conversation? I'm trying. This is what it would look like right now. I like this. See, I do Overlander BC says, yeah, I do recognize that aliens would most definitely use red and green marker lights, to blend in. That's pretty good. However, Overlander and everybody else, what have we been hearing for the last 80 years? They can cloak. Hey, if they can cloak, they don't need to have red or green lights anywhere. Anywhere. It makes no sense. Oh, the bird of prey from the original? Maybe. I don't remember. I'll have to take a look at that again, but that's so funny. It's close though. We just had a super come in from Bernie. Where are you, Bern? There he is. A continuing supporter of GUFON, Bernie Muro, throwing it down again with a $2 super dono. A super dono. It's a donation with no comment or emoji sticker. It's pure love. That's how guys say it without saying it. Thank you, Bernie Muro, a continuing supporter of GUFON. Next up, we have... Oh, it's going to be a good... You're going to like some of this. Let's get the liquid. I want to show you this liquid. Researchers at Seoul National University have created a liquid particle composite called a particle armored liquid robot, or PB, can deform, engulf, and merge without losing its structural integrity, enabling it to perform functions that are difficult for rigid robots and people. You're going to love this. If you haven't seen it, this is exactly what you think it might be. This is exactly what happened. Listen to this. This is liquid metal from Terminator 2. Remember when the Terminator was chasing them in the beginning part of the movie inside the insane asylum? And Schwarzenegger comes out and he goes, "Come with me if you want to live." That's when Sarah sees him for the first time as she's trying to escape. And she's like, "Oh my God, he's back. No, Mom." And then the kid, her son, "Mom, he's with us. Mom, he's on our side." You know, he sounds like Scambian. "Mom." It is. He got the same haircut, that kid. So Scambian and Schwarzenegger come in, and then you see all of a sudden they stop and the music goes, and you see it pans to the left. And remember the doctor? He was there trying to subdue Sarah so she couldn't escape. He sees the alien robot try to walk through the bars that separate the hallways. So as the liquid metal robot is walking through, his gun gets stuck because it's metal. And liquid metal doesn't work with metal. So remember that scene? Remember it? And then every time they shot him, bloop, 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 and then it would form back together. And then he goes like this. He was Matumbo. "No, bring that shit in here." Remember? Remember liquid metal? All right, I explained it all. All I can do is lead you to the water. I can't make you drink it. So this is it. This is the craziest thing you'll ever see. It's a brand new invention. They call it liquid metal. We're living in a movie. I'm telling you. Particle armored liquid robot. Look at it. Watch this. Bloop. Say word. How? How does it do? Watch this. Dude. Dude. That's so cool. It's the Blob. They literally created the Blob. That's amazing. How weird. Oh, I'm freaking out. Created with AI. Isn't that cool? Look what AI is doing. We're going too fast now. We're going too fast. We need to slow down the technology. We need to. Yeah, isn't that wild? Yeah. So cool. I'm trying to think, how would they apply this in situations like because you can see it picks up things and stuff like that. So I wonder if they can use it in your body to remove organisms and things that shouldn't be there. Like you can't get there with a scalpel, and instead of cutting people open, can you just inject it, program it? Oh, man, what a world. This is the future. Wild. Wild. What's up, Truth Entertainment? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Code for bath salt. They got up from the flow up. Yeah. They got to up from the flow. Wait, what? They got to up from the... Wait, I'm not sure I follow, but it sounds good. What's up, Anjali? Forgot to say hi a few minutes ago. Thank you. It is Flubber. It looks like Flubber. It looks like the Blob. It looks like... I'll keep it normal. So, I wanted to bring something up. It's not great. It's just an observation about the UFO community. And I don't know if I should bring it up, but you guys know we're shadow banned, most of us. And I saw Dave Scott is too, from Spaced Out Radio. He has to be. His numbers are only a couple hundred more than ours a night. He used to do what we did. He used to have 500 more on average a night than we did. Sometimes 800 more. I mean, he was doing all right. And then he had Lou Elizondo on. And that's it. That was the beginning of the end for Spaced Out Radio. It sucks. I don't want that to happen to Dave. I mean, we may have had our differences, but I do want to see the guy be a success. And I hope he is, doing what he needs to get done to stay. Because he had a good interview. He does good interviews, I have to admit. He's a good interviewer. And he had on the guy I don't like, John Ramirez. I'm going to play a clip because it says here from Red Panda Koala, who posted this clip. And it says here, I never said we're being invaded by ETs in 2027. A lot of bullshit came out on social media by social media influencers. I guess that's what they're saying. I was just in a discussion about what I conveyed from the channelers, quoting Lou Elizondo, and my personal hope that the government will start disclosing before they show up on their own, and that's in 2027. John Ramirez on 2027. This was Ramirez's first interview in a while last night or 2 nights ago, April 24th. Yeah, 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago. If you haven't seen it, I haven't. I haven't watched Spaced Out Radio in a very long time. Since Lou Elizondo. Yeah. It hurts to watch sometimes, There's a lot of good memories me and Dave had. All right, here we go.
7, and thank you for your courage to discuss the truth.
All right, you're welcome. I will say this. There were some American government officials. They're assisting in the disclosure process behind the scenes. Back in the September of 2022, they invited me to meet them in Washington, D.C. And these
so far so good.
Officials requested anonymity, which I will honor. I can say this: they were not CIA officers. So during the course of the meeting, which was held in a SCIF, it's a sensitive compartmented information facility, SCIF. One of the officials mentioned, I didn't mention, one of the officials mentioned that the year 2027 emerged in the various social media venues. And I was asked about my knowledge of that year.
All right, I'm going to stop right there and talk because that's the proper thing to do. So far, in this first minute, we hear him say about 2027. This was 5 years ago, or 22, he's talking about. What I always find interesting with these guys who come up with these things, oh, I heard this, or I know this is going to happen, and it's written that it will, and and then it never does. Well, how would we know if those things happen anyway, if they're covered up? Some of this shit might happen. If the reason they do it, like, oh, it's going to be years down the road, it's always 5-10 years. We're going to have disclosure in a couple of years. They do that so they have an out. Because they'll say, oh, this happened, or, we were interrupted by an earthquake and they didn't want to come down while the earth was shaking. Something stupid, some excuse that won't make sense, and everybody will be, oh, those aliens are smart. They know more than we do. What if they're not smart? What if the only thing they came up with was space travel and everything else is they're buffoons? They could be space cowboys. They could be space pirates. they could be very bad. I don't think we should be reaching out and trying to make contact. I have changed my view on that. And the reason is we're put all the way out on this little arm for a reason. So we could be safe and sound and quiet in the middle of nowhere. But no, we got to go dropping bombs and we're going to interrupt all the dimensions in reality. Stupid. No, then if you don't believe in that theory, oh no, that's not what happened. What happened is the vibrations went all around. Everybody in the whole galaxy. So just like when we're watching a planet, explode. Yeah, but we don't see thunderstorms on planets that are 100 light years away. We don't see tornadoes. What the hell's on my nose? Oh, my drink. It dried up on my nose. Anyway, this is why I don't like John Ramirez. He's always part of something that doesn't come to fruition. He's always been this way. So I think he's a disinfo agent, and I'm proud to say it. And I feel that way, and that's my opinion. Boop.
And I said, yep, I acknowledge that.
Out.
Yeah, it seems to loom large within the channeler community, spiritual consciousness communities. They're the ones talking about 2027. And I suggested that why don't you research what Anjali Schultz and Chris Bledsoe have stated about these future years? And keep in mind, this is 2022, so 2027 was 5 years away. And
Anjali? I like this. I didn't know that was in there. Anjali! How exciting. You know what's exciting about this? That Anjali's here. I didn't listen to this. I had no idea. I need to be updated. I've been so out of it into my own world that, yeah, we need to get back into the game and know more about this. This is great. Okay. Wow. Shocking news. All right. Let me back that up. Let you hear it again. Who?
Schultz and Chris Bledsoe have stated about these future years.
Oh my God. You must hate me, Anjali. All the things I say. Oh, but I don't know everything. I know. I admit that. I don't know. I could be wrong. And the reason I say that, because I don't really believe in Christopher Bledsoe at all. I just don't. The guy hasn't proven it to me. At least with you, I've been surprised and you've said some things whoa. I mean, to me, that's a validation. Plus, you're a lot better character than that guy. No, I'm telling you, there's something wrong. Oh, this is very, very, I hope. Geez, man, you must really, how do you put up with me? It's just my opinion. I don't know what the hell's going on. I really do. I do. I know what's going on. What's going on is people are trying to make contact, and there are a few people on this planet that have that ability, apparently. Why do you think the CIA came up with remote viewing? Because it really works. And I know they're still using it today. I'm not going by what Lou Elizondo says, but, we've heard throughout history that even though they don't talk about it, they still use psychics and people that can help them solve crimes, look for things, figure shit out, talk to aliens. Why is that so hard for people to believe? Why is that so hard for people? Don't point at me. I'll tell you why. Because it hasn't happened. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. I'll get back to this. We'll finish it up. There's so many things that have happened to me that have changed me in the last 20 years to believe things I didn't believe before. When it happens, you believe it. Now, no matter what any of these people say, Anjali, Christopher Bledsoe, many others out there, that's their personal experience, and we can't take that away from them. If that's what they're hearing and they have the ability to talk to these entities, I don't think it's really fair for me to say they don't until there's a crack in that story or I start having that communication. And there's someone else, I won't mention their name because I don't know if they want to talk about it openly yet, but somebody else, a friend of mine, recently, with the work that he's doing and investigating, had a couple encounters. So he was told they were going to happen or it was going to happen, didn't know when. And then when it happened, I'm telling you, man, you become a believer to that. So I'm hoping that happens to me. Some of us just, I don't know if we're not chosen ones, bad choice of words, but some people are privy to this special gift, and it could be DNA related. It could be government testing on people they didn't know was happening, abductions, da 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 da. See, this is why the abductions are interesting, because a lot of people make a lot of claims and we can't prove them. And there's video evidence of a woman being taken out of her bedroom window in New York City. Remember that story? The abduction? Police saw it. Witnesses saw it. This shit happens. It's so crazy we can't believe it yet till it happens to you. Unless you believe certain people, like I believe certain people really had experiences. No proof, but you know people, you know your family, your friends, you know some people deep, or you're good at figuring out who's a liar and who's not. Just don't deny everything. Like, don't do what I did. I'm happy to be wrong, because when I'm wrong, that means this shit's more real than I thought. And that keeps me going. All right, last minute.
Years. And
Two.
keep in mind, this is 2022, so 2027 was 5 years away. And I was pressed for my own personal opinion. And I reiterated, I defer to the channelers. I don't know what's going to happen in 2027. The channelers seem to be talking about it. I did say that I referenced Louis Elizondo, told him that in 2022, that same year that I talked to these folks in the skiff, stated that we should engage in a hobby for 5 years and all will come out by then. So I gave that out. And 5 years from 2022 is 2027. So maybe it's some kind of disclosure timetable. But when they further pressed me for my personal opinion, and I said, I personally hope that these NHI beings might make their presence known by then, that they control disclosure, not humans. They can show up anytime they want to. They chosen not to, but suppose they do show up in 2027, then it behooves the American government to start disclosing everything it knows about NHI and their technologies now. Let's use these 5 years to start moving forward. Otherwise, if you don't disclose anything and they show up on their own accord, that's an uncontrolled, unpredictable shock to the system, and that would be disastrous. That's the story behind 2027. I never said that we're being invaded by ETs in 2027. They're going to land in 2027. A lot of bullshit came out in social media by these social media influencers, but that was completely untrue. It was just a discussion about what I conveyed from the channelers, quoting Lou Elizondo, and my personal hope that the government would start disclosing before they show up on their own. And that's 2027.
Wait a minute. He's saying he didn't say it, but he did say it. But what he means is it wasn't his thought process. It was from the channelers. He was just the messenger. Don't kill the messenger is what he's saying. Too bad, so sad. That's what happens when you have a bad reputation in this field. These things follow you because you are shady yourself. You're all part of the cover up. Don't trust this guy at all. Anything he takes is to be taken with a grain of salt. And that's because everything he's said in the past never came to fruition. You'll see. This guy's been crying about disclosure and all these things. Nothing he says has ever been proven. Good job, Dave. All right. Well, what do we, oh wait, whoop, wrong place. All right. Now, these videos and things that I'm playing, I'll put the clips and shit into the show description. All right, let's get to Jake Boober or Bieber. So, Jake Barber casually states that their secret dog whistle technology that attracts extra dimensional entities into our reality is being used by several government agencies, and it risks opening Pandora's box, and they don't quite know the extent of. You know what that means? You know what he just said? He leaves it wide open for this to take off in all directions. And it's going to make him look like he said the right thing. He knew this was going to happen. But yet, it's a safe thing. He's just saying that. Listen to what he said. It's being used by several, not one, not even two, several government agencies. This way, you can't single anybody out and it won't come back and get him in trouble. And then he says, oh, it risks opening a Pandora's box. It didn't open a Pandora's box, but he wants you to think that the possibility they're going to open it up and disclosure is going to happen. This is how misinformation is used and even disinformation, right? They're pretty much aligned. Whoa. What was that? Oh my God. What happened? What the? Whoa. Dude, the odds of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Oh my God. Oh my God. My sneaker fell apart. Look at this. And when I went to move my foot just now, the wire from the little box I have here that says this is the way got wedged in there. And when I moved, it yanked the box. So I'm trying to undo it, and I can't undo it because it's wedged. Working from home. So professional. All right. So, Jake, all right, let's get back and get into this story. He says it's this technology that attracts extra dimensional entity. What is extra dimensional? What's the difference between dimensional and extra dimensional? I don't know what that means. Let's take a look. Extra dimensional. Spatial dimensions beyond the familiar 3: length, width, height, plus time. Okay. So basically, they come from everywhere, is what they're saying. Oh, this just gets better and better. I love this. I do. I hope it never ends. Everything I said, it seems to be coming true. It really does. It really does. I am extremely ecstatic right now. Well, oh, let me pull it back up. Why did I close it? Stutza. Hold on. Come on, Rich. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Oh, that's right. There's a little video with it. Oh, I love that. So he's going to say that their secret dog whistle technology attracts extra dimensional entities in our reality, right? It's being used by several government entities, pretty much everybody. So I think he's just going to say what I just said. So sorry if he does.
My partner, James Fowler, who's been making his
Oh my God, James Fowler, really?
way out there as of late, um, telling his story. He was featured in episode 2 of Skywatcher, and he's out there doing podcasts now. James is the engineer of our dog whistle system that was originally, it's where our name Skywatcher comes from. It's a Skywatcher system that he put together in his
Brilliant
past
name.
life, if you will, and has been deploying the
Well, you put a lot of
the
thought
dog
into
whistle
that
system, which we did call Skywatcher, and has been conducting operations for a number of entities in the government and outside of the government for years now. It's been a system that's been developed, I would say, mostly over the last 6 years, and has proven itself to be unique in the form that nobody else seems to be able to mimic its results, let alone the method. And I do have to say, like, we do keep the dog whistle configuration and how we do it. You know, we keep that pretty close to our chest, and that's not because we're being unreasonably secretive. It's, you know, it's our secret sauce, and
The reason is because you can't. That's why.
it's something we're very proud of, and a lot of time and energy has been invested in developing that system. And we aren't sure exactly how serious the implications are of running this equipment. So I think there's as much responsibility in keeping this private and trying to get as many government agencies involved who have the responsibility when it comes to national defense and also air domain awareness. And so we're trying to work with them to make sure that, because there's a Pandora's box here that could be opened. And if we aren't prepared to deal with that, that could pose a number of problems.
They're watching too many Marvel movies. Dude, Jake Bieber, come on, man. How old are you, dude? This guy watched Avengers Endgame and thinks, you know, there's a portal that's going to open and the evil monsters are going to come in and take over and kill us all. Yeah, this is dangerous. This is dangerous narrative. Because what he's doing is lying. All right, I'll tell you why. First of all, if you have something that can bring in UFOs, you would share that with the world. Why not? Why would you become a whistleblower and not share the most incredible thing with the world? He wants that contract. He wants to use it to protect the world. Bullshit. They want to weaponize it. Don't believe a word this fucker says. He's military through and through, right? The only thing they think of is the threat. Maybe secretly Jake Bieber is an alien killer. And maybe this dog whistle technology is dangerous because, oh, I don't know, can be used as a weapon. Shouldn't this, is this technology private or government? And if it is government, somebody needs to do a FOIA request on it. Is there a way? I doubt it, right? Maybe I'll do it. Why not? Psionic technology. I want all the information the government has on it and see what comes up. John Greenwald probably already did it. So whatever. I don't have any money to do that. He does. I don't. So yeah, they charge so much money to get police footage now. The camera footage. And then they redact everybody's name and face. And that's not transparency. Anyway, that's another show. So here we go with an imaginary tale that nobody can prove. Yet this technology may exist, but I don't think it does what they tell us it does. I don't think it attracts UFOs. No. I don't know. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. Because if it doesn't make sense, there's something wrong. Why wouldn't you share it with the world? Because we don't want aliens coming here. Bullshit. Because either that or it won't work. Right? Then you know what they'll say? You're doing it wrong. Or they'll say you're not in your DNA. Or you know what they'll say? Oh, the aliens came. They probably checked you out. Thought you were a little loon, so they didn't talk to you. All right. They come up. I don't like it. And this to me is silly. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? I'm kicking back. Cold one. That is a weapon. Yeah. A thought implanter. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Mr. Elizondo. Too many disinfo agents in this field, as there is. Yeah, there are a dime a dozen. It behooves you to make the discovery. See. Hey, Bob Perkins, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, classified for the rich, old. Yeah, no doubt. I think I know what you mean. Oh, I want to. You have my address, Lou, still. So just can you send me a signed copy? Thank you. I would love that. I would love that. As much as I don't like Lou Elizondo in ufology, I guaranteed he's probably the coolest guy to hang out with. To hear all those stories anyway would be interesting. I'm just a fan of ufology first, okay? And if I sense that there's something a tad askew, hey, maybe he didn't know. Maybe Lou didn't know what was going to happen because maybe he was lied to. Right? And I'm sure you were. We don't know the whole story. What if Lou was lied to? What if, well, right? What if this whole time Lou did not want to say what he was saying? And if he didn't, he'd get in trouble because that's the job he's assigned to do. Maybe, just maybe, without a camera, there's a whole new story. I bet you there is. I want to know why Lou got in the field of ufology the way he did. If he's not a UFO guy, never wanted to be, never cared to be, never looked into it. You know what I mean? He was off doing other stuff like working. Right? He seemed like a workaholic. He got a couple of degrees. So he went to college. Smart guy. Yeah. I think, and you've heard me say it a million times, I think something happened. He got in trouble wearing the uniform, maybe not, and was going to be, what do they call that when they get rid of you? Is going to be that, kicked out. But they said, you know what? We're going to put you in the UFO room in the basement and you're going to be this, that, and the other thing. It's either that or nothing. And he had no choice. Save his career, save his pension. He said, all right, I'll give it all I got. That's I think that's what happened. It's probably wrong, but who would want to be in a field that you don't want to be in? Capiche? All right. You make up your mind with that technology and Jake Boober, because I'm not buying him. There's something off with Jake Boober. Now, when he became the first director of AARO, Sean Kirkpatrick formed the advisory group. Remember that? The membership of which he consistently refused to make public or even provide to congressional offices. All those people, all of AARO's staff, well, Scientific and Technical Advisory Group, or the STAG, were terminated. Yeah. Kirkpatrick said he wanted to protect its members from harassment. This anonymous group has been the subject of multiple FOIA requests, including this guy's own, Dean Johnson, including his own FOIA request in September of 23, none of which have elicited any responsive documents to date, as far as he knows. So that's wild. The AARO STAG, STAG, the Senior Technical Advisory Group, came to be cast by some conspiracy-minded commentators as a high-level control group set up to protect the existence of a shadowy UFO legacy program in possession of alien technology. In this narrative, the public-facing AARO is portrayed as merely a facade or even a sinister honeypot operation intended to lure whistleblowers out of hiding so they can be neutralized by CIA operatives. I am not an adherent of any of those particular conspiracy theories, some variations of which I regard as both ludicrous and defamatory. However, I have at times publicly expressed the view that even though Dr. Kirkpatrick's expressed concerns about harassment were not frivolous, the STAG might be operating outside of the requirements by the FACA, Federal Advisory Committee Act, which imposes certain transparency requirements by federal advisory bodies. This week, the Secretary of Defense issued a directive dismissing members of most Department of Defense advisory groups. Wow. So they got rid of a lot of people. I think is that Doge doing this? After reading these documents that they have here, he made inquiries as to whether this new directive would affect the AARO STAG. Then he received the following illuminating response from a government official knowledgeable about AARO's operations. It contained information new to him, although it is possible that some of it has been previously reported somewhere, but escaped his intermittent attention. Here it is. Most science and technological advisory group members were Dr. Kirkpatrick's friends, and when he departed, many of them resigned. AARO terminated the STAG after Kirkpatrick's departure. The Pentagon Office of General Counsel had concerns the STAG would be considered an organization regulated by the Federal Advisory Committee Act, so it was an easy call to dissolve the STAG. Kirkpatrick's resignation as AARO's director became effective December 1st, 23, although he continued as an unpaid subject matter expert for some months after that. The Pentagon announced the selection of successor director, John Kozlowski, on April 26, 24. All right. The same knowledgeable source also told me AARO still does have a few Department of Energy contractors that review UAP cases before publication, or provide technical assistance in supporting investigations. Really? These are subject matter experts, SMEs, DOP employees leveraging a DOE contract. It is not yet clear whether or how the new Pentagon directive on advisory committees may affect these contractors. The Pentagon's counsel office will review the AARO contracts and advise the AARO director about that. Big effing deal. $100 says some, if not most, of these SMEs are directly or adjacently related to DEWs, says Stephen Greenstreet. Directed energy weapons. You believe that? It's true. It's true. There's just no easy road to ufology. 50 years ago, what did we have? What did we have? We had 3 channels, PBS and the UHF channel, or VHF if you had an antenna, right? We had 3, 4 channels, maybe 5, depending on where you live. And before the cable companies came in and changed TV, we had to go to the library or wait for a movie or a TV show to come out to give us the new information on UFOs. So, when I was probably 9 or 10 years old, I know this because it was right before we moved to Arizona. We used to go to the bookstore. My mom loved to go shopping every weekend, so we went to the mall. And I would literally go to the magazine section at the bookstore and look at all the new UFO shit if there was any to look at. There wasn't that much. And the one thing that everybody here knows about is the Billy Meyer pictures. Those were one of the few, right? Those were the ones that really got me hooked into ufology as a child. Seeing those and just imagining it happening to me, I didn't think it was fake. Why would a magazine put these in there if they were fake? The word fake never even entered my mind. Because it was in a magazine. And nobody knew about fake news back then. We knew there were hoaxes, but a 9-year-old? Come on. What do I know? So I remember In Search Of. Right? Who did that? Leonard Nimoy did In Search Of. And we had to wait for that show. And they would do UFO shows like once a month, if they even had them at all that year. That was it. That was it. We didn't have a lot to go off of. And if you went to the library, they had a section. Yeah. But you didn't go to a computer to look it up. No. You had to go in and figure it out. Where is it? And you had to use those cards, the index cards, and there were millions of them, and it was good. The library was fun. So different now. But anyway, so that was about 50 years ago, right? TV, we had to wait for the news. Now, it's way different. We can get it as soon as it's posted, we can get it. And that's dangerous too, because a lot of stuff we see in this field is put up without having any research done. For instance, third phase of moon. They don't do research. You know why? Because it's hard, number one. A lot of stuff they get comes from around the world, speaking other languages and doing all that stuff. Plus, what they do is show the world what people are seeing. And this is where I used to get mad at them. And I had no right to. But this is when YouTube was new. they would show something and you wouldn't know anything about it. You knew where it came from, but you never saw how the video ended. You never saw how it started. It was always suspicious. And they did it right, in my opinion, though. Even though I hated it, they left it up to us to decide. They go, we don't know what the hell it is. It could be a balloon. It could be a blimp. You decide. Help us figure it out. If you know what it is, let us know. You know? And when that started, that made me mad. So I used to watch all third phase, and I used to go, here's what, just like today. Here's what's going on. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. That's what I think. Here's what I know. And here's what I don't know. The internet ruined everything. And it made it better. We have so much information, we don't know the truth from the lie. And that's the problem with everything nowadays. Everything. It's sad. I don't like it. And if you move into, let's say, the 90s, the 80s, 90s, CGI started to come into play. And, alien movies were used with conventional, effects, puppetry, and designing the whole background, painted, build it, all that stuff, right? And nowadays, everything's done with the green, blue screen, all that other stuff. And, kind of cool. Makes it look real. But back in the day, people were using Instacams, like those Kodak cameras. They were like Instacam. Sometimes they would come with the film, and you get 24 pictures, right? Remember that? You can pick the speed, 100, 400, whatever it is. 400 is what most people did. That's the average for taking landscape photos. And we'd go get it developed, have to wait. Remember, sometimes you'd have to wait 3-4 days. Then they came out with the 1 hour photo. Pay a little extra, but Jesus, I got my photos in an hour, you tell everybody. There was, and I'm very mad at myself, one night. Okay, when I got married in 2002, at our wedding, we gave each table a camera for them to take pictures at each table, and then we'll get all the film developed, and then we'll send you the pictures, So we did that at our wedding. And there were a few cameras that were never used, about 3 cameras. And we got like 20 of them. So I used it. And one day, I went out, and this was in 2003. And I was taking pictures of something in the sky. It was just a dot. And I couldn't zoom in. I can't zoom in. All you can do is... So I went to get it developed, went back, and the guy goes, no charge. I go, why? He goes, there was nothing there. I go, what do you mean? He goes, it was black. All your pictures were black. I go, that's impossible. I go, hold on. So I go out to the car, because I had another camera in there in the car. And I go, this is the camera. And I go, oh, there, you got one here. I go, look at that. This is it. I go, this is the camera. I didn't know they had it on display. I go, all I did was just take 20 pictures. And he says, and I didn't believe him. Something inside of me said, this guy is lying to me. Maybe there's something on those pictures that he didn't want me to see, or somebody got wind of me taking pictures and they took it, or he called somebody, or there was nothing on them. So when I'm leaving, he took because there was nothing for me to take. He gave me the envelope with my name and address on it because that's what I filled out. And then he just crumples it up, throws it away. And I see him laughing in the reflection of the door as I'm leaving. I stop and I turn around and I just give him a dirty look like, what are you laughing at? And he stops and he looks at me and acted like he wasn't laughing, and like a switch, he started just acting like a regular person again. It was weird. I didn't like that. And that was a year before I got into ufology. Now, leading up to that year, 2004, when I got into it, a lot of strange things happened to me, like I was being pushed in this direction. Can't figure it out. We're almost out of time to go over it, so I'm not. But man, I tell you, those of us that are in this field, I think we're here by accident. Oh, I saw something, so I was interested. I think we were brought here. I'm telling you, I feel different about it. All right, I want to show you some photos here. Here's of an unidentified object taken from Acapulco, Guerrero, Mexico. Skywatcher Maria de la Rosa took this extraordinary photograph of a strange object that defies everything we know about flying structures. All right, let's take a look. Oh my God, guys. I forgot about this. I'm going to say it once. No words. They should have sent a poet. I got to tell you, when I saw this, I said to myself, how? How is this possible in this day and age that a person with a brain, and I'm not talking about a smart person, I'm just talking about a person, your average person. I'll even go one better. I'll even say their IQ is under 80, right? Can barely get a driver's license. They cannot tell me that that's a balloon? How do you grow up not knowing what a balloon looks like? This is why I don't believe people. This is why I'm here. This is absolutely, look at this. What? Are there anybody believing this shit? Let's see. It clearly defines everything we know about party balloons. Oh, that's good. Unless I see a video of it doing maneuvers longer than 10 seconds, it's AI or a balloon. Oh, okay. Look at Full Throttle says, holy sheet. I've seen something like this floating around the sky around 1 and 5 and around 1:14 in transition in San Fernando Valley, California. It was a balloon. It was on Balloon Boulevard heading eastbound. They all know it's a balloon except for the person who shot it. Hey, Ben, the Yorkshire GUFON. How are you? Yes, Lou. I have heard of Dunning-Kruger. Absolutely. Ben, how are you, man? The Yorkshire GUFON with a 2-pound, 2 quid super dono. That's right, folks. It's a donation with no emoji sticker. It means pure love between guys. We don't like saying I love you to guys, so we'll just say it in a super chat with no emotion and no. Thank you. Thank you. I love you too, man. Oh, see, I can't send it back to you, so I have to say it. I don't have to. I could just go, thanks. I don't even do this. That's like, just do this. Ooh. I can't type on my phone that well. I have to use the side of my thumb because when I burnt my thumb last week, it turned into a water blister and I didn't pop it because I didn't want it to be gooey and shit. So if you let it go, the skin will eventually turn brown and then you peel it off and you got fresh skin. Well, it's hard. It's like plastic. And the phone it won't register on my phone. So I got to type it. I'm correcting. Anyway, thanks, Ben. Mucho gusto, Mr. Generoso. Appreciate it. A continuing supporter of GUFON. Ben! Oh, somebody text me? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on. Oh, hold on. That's got to be. Hey! Ben sent $4.20 on PayPal. Well, I'll be $4.20. Already there, buddy. Hey, thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. On the PayPal. Oh, just in time, too. Just in time. Thank you. All right. What time is it? It's 9:25. You mean we've been going an hour and 20? Holy mackerel. We got more to do. It's good when there's a day off in between. I have much more to talk about. But tomorrow there will be a member show. Okay? Guarantee it. Hey, by the way, for those of you who are diabetic, I feel for you, but I got to tell you, I finally am near normal range. Like my blood sugar's at 141 today. And I've been 300, 250 for like over a decade. It was at 568 when I started 2014. Now, I was really skeptical that I was going to feel as good as I do today. I don't know what it. Holy shit. Wow. Okay. I'm just going to tell you what I was going to say. I feel normal. I feel the first time in 5 years, I feel good. Like the first time. I thought I felt good before, but my hands would still hurt. My feet were still burning, shit like that. Almost virtually no pain at all, no burning, no coldness, no sweating, no headaches, no body aches, no cramping, everything was just teenage-esque. So if you're a diabetic, get it under control. Because I got to tell you, I tried a lot of medications that didn't work. For me, I kept getting sick, but I also got, because your body's going back to a normal place where it hasn't been in a long time. So you're not going to just automatically be better overnight. Look at all the years it took you to mess it up. So I was patient, and I think I overcame a hurdle. So I just wanted to mark it down and note it today and let you guys know, just to see, just so you know too. Let's see if it works. Because I'm also doing the meditating, I'm doing the universe shit, like a religion. I think it's working. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for hanging out tonight. I'm going to get going. I've got the rest of the night to catch up on some things here in sports, and I'm excited to feel good. But thank you all for hanging out. And oh yeah, I got to go food shopping before they close, 10 o'clock. So thanks again. Appreciate you hanging out. Go check out my other channel, Rich Saves America. If you're into the Constitution, especially the First, Second, and Fourth Amendment, you'll like what we're doing over there, especially the last video we put up again today. There was an issue with it, so I re-uploaded it. And anyway, we'll be back tomorrow for the member show at 7 p.m. It will be at 7. All right? Hey, you know, we say it all the time. Oh, it's Truthology for UFOlogy. We do it for you. Right. We do. All right. And if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for UFOlogy. Come on. All right. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see the members tomorrow. We'll see you on Monday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Alien bless.
There's like this thing. It's rotating. What was in the skies of Wales, and why did it download its treasured sites in Christianity?
There's a new evidence in this update making proof for an anomalous universe. UFO.